Hey guys, it's Jenna. In today's video, we are going to be doing a really exciting video on the new Rare Beauty Kind Words lip liners and lipsticks. Harv is just here for a quick... Oh, did you burp? He just had dinner, so that makes sense. Harv is just here to say hi to you guys. I know you enjoy seeing him on screen, so I figured I would put him on my lap here to say hello for the intro. Now, let's get started on this brand new Rare Beauty collection because I have lots to say about it, and I hope that you find this helpful. Kind of a side note, but this is actually one of the first looks I've done without lashes in a while. I was looking at myself in the reflection and I'm like, what is off? Like, what is different? I don't have as voluminous of a top lash as I usually have, so that's okay. Sometimes we just have to embrace our own lashes. I did actually get a couple requests to do some looks without lashes on. I guess some people just don't choose to wear them, or it's not like a regular occurrence. So I figured I would just do this today. The eyes are Tiny Marvels from Mel Thompson's palette in Sydney Grace, and I am wearing one of the lipsticks today. So let's get right on into it. We do have 10 shades in the new Kind Words lipsticks from Rare Beauty. Now here is the outer packaging. I did kind of dive into it already, so it is kind of looking a little bit ratchet, but you can see that when you get a couple of shades, they actually correspond to the color of the lipstick. So the outer packaging is actually kind of like a beautiful shade of pink or a nudie pink, or whichever shade the lipstick is, the outer packaging seems to match it pretty close. Now the two shades that I picked up are Worthy and Humble. There's a lot of really wearable shades in this line, and by wearable I just mean that it's not super bright or like a bold statement lip. It really just is those everyday friendly nudie pinks and nude colors that really seem to go very easily with a lot of eye looks, so you don't have to worry about your lips clashing with your eyes. So we do also have the matching liners in this collection. These are the Kind Words lip liners, and these are actually the corresponding shades to the shades that I picked up. So like I said, 10 total shades in each, but I picked up 2. Didn't want to go too ham on this, even though it looked really tempting. But the shades do match with the lipsticks, so you don't have to worry about what shade is going to correspond to the lipstick. These are both matte products, so we do have a matte lip liner and we also have matte lipsticks. I'm going to talk about how they sort of feel on the lips as well in a second, but I do want to talk about more so the info on how to get them. They are available on Rare Beauty's website as of July 7th, and Sephora had a little bit of a preview of these lipsticks. On Sephora Canada, they actually stocked these a couple of days ago by accident, and then they pulled them down, and then Selena actually made an announcement a day ago, I believe, where she did put them back on Sephora for a 24-hour period. So they did also stock them early on purpose, but I actually found they stocked these a little bit too early by accident, but I snatched on that right away because I was too excited to not order these and review them. The only other lipstick that I have any experience with from the Rare Beauty line is actually not really a lipstick at all. These are the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balms. The shade that I have here is called Empathy, and this is a very similar bullet in a lot of ways, except it has a totally different closure. This one has kind of like a soft matte finish on the lipstick itself. You roll it up and down like, you know, traditional lipstick like you would. This has a magnetic closure. So if I can show you that, see, it sort of like pulls itself down with the magnetic force. This is the type of lipstick or dewy lip balm, they call it, lipstick product from the line that is the closest to this packaging. The new packaging with this Kind Words lipstick is actually a clickable one. So you go click up and then you can pull this down and roll up the lipstick like so. This one also has a glossy finish versus the soft matte. So although it's a very similar off-white color, the packaging is a little bit different. So just depends on your preference, but this is also a really easy packaging style as well. Now the lip liners, the packaging is actually really sleek. It does seem to match the bullet color, of course, and with that glossy finish. So it's that off-white kind of pinky undertone. We do have the color coordinating on the ribbon here of the pencil itself. These are supposed to be self-sharpening. You do have the lip liner like this, then you roll it up like so. I have been using this one a little bit more. This one's the shade Worthy, and you can see it's sort of rounded off a little bit. So when it comes to the self-sharpening, I'll kind of have to see what that means. Is it just that you roll it up and that's how it is, or what? That's the only part of the mechanism I'm still kind of tinkering with. But this is originally how it looks. It's a little bit more pointed at the end of the lip crayon. These are supposed to be a matte finish, like I said, but they're supposed to be a soft matte. When it comes to matte finishes, you guys know they're not my favorite thing in the world. I do prefer a creamy or satin finish. Something that has a little bit of slip to it, but the pro about having a matte is that the matte quality just kind of makes it last a little bit longer because it's not as movable as technically a creamier product would be. But if you go too matte, you end up looking quite dry and quite wrinkled. So I do have a tip with these that I do think makes them wear the best, at least for someone like me who prefers mattes every once in a while, but isn't one that would grab one over a creamy one. What they do say is you can use the liner with the lipstick on its own or without. It just depends on what you'd like. But when I was kind of testing these out, I used the lip liner just to line my lips at first. They do say you can actually fill in your lip as well, but I found that when I would fill in my lips and then put the lipstick over top, it created kind of like a tacky texture on my lips, almost made the entire matte look a little bit drier overall. If I just lined my lips just on the outside and I filled it in with the lipstick, I felt like I got more of that creaminess of that formula sort of pop through. I did feel like it was a little bit, for me, more comfortable if I was wearing them without filling in my lips with the liner. It seems like when you fill in your lips, like I said, it has a little bit of a tacky sort of surface on the lips. It does adhere really well, but then it sort of dries down a little bit more compactly, and you do have what looks like an overly drying look compared to just with the liner along the edge alone. So that's what I prefer, and once you do that, I feel like this formulation reminds me, it's not quite as smooth as a Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution, but very, very close. I can move my lips together and they don't have any tug, which is awesome. The shade I'm wearing right now is Humble. It's a very beautiful color, and Worthy is also a beautiful color. I'm going to show you guys as well in these clips how they look on me, but this is just one that I have found that's really the best tip to use for me to have the most comfortability with this finish. Now, for those wondering, the lip liners and the lipsticks are certified cruelty-free, as is the entire line of Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. And this is actually a very creamy liner. So this is not a pencil liner like, I'm trying to think, like MAC, for instance, that has like that really sharp, almost pencil crayon type idea. This is a very creamy lip liner. So that's also what I do like. And like I said, does dry down to a matte and is very long lasting. When I swatch it on my hands, I have to be careful to remove that swatch right away because it does stay on my hand really, really long and does kind of leave a little bit of a stain. So it absolutely, if you do want that really powerful, long-lasting combination look, you can fill in your lips, then put the lipstick over top. Keep in mind though, it becomes a little bit drier as a consequence. So I just prefer to line my lips, fill in with the lipstick, and that's it. The lip liner does have a little bit of a balmy consistency. It's definitely long lasting, like I said, but hydrating, I don't know if that's truly for me what I'm experiencing. I think it just seems to glide on the lips beautifully, but to add a little bit more moisture, that I'm not really super sure about. When it comes to the lipstick, I do feel that a little bit, but then once it dries down, it sort of feels neutral. It doesn't feel like super hydrating. It just feels like it has that nice coat over the lips, but it's nothing like uncomfortable, but it's certainly not something where I feel like, wow, my lips are rejuvenated, right? So it's that real perfect medium, but they do say in the products that you could experience some hydrating properties to it. If you have that experience, let me know, but to me, it just seemed like it was a really comfortable liner, but the hydrating benefit I didn't really see. Same with the lipstick. Overall, this is a very quick, fast review, kind of getting to the point. Is this worth the buy? Yes, I do believe so, especially if you are a matte person and you want a very comfortable matte finish on the lips. Kind of saying for the third time, when I did apply it over top of the liner, when I filled in my lips with the liner first, I did start to notice a little bit more of that creasing, a little bit more of that dryness, because the two of them together really seem to mold and make you look a little bit more tight overall. If you wear them the way that I wear them, which is just using the liner on the edge, it's actually really lovely. Not quite as hydrating as the Matte Revolution or even the Matte Trance from Pat McGrath. Both of them seem to have a little bit more of a hydrating quality. This is one that's still really comfortable, but that's the kind of the difference that I'm seeing. It's just a little bit less than the two that I would say are some of the most beautiful mattes that are really, really comfortable. This is still a very comfortable product, and it's also not as expensive, which I really like. I also like the packaging style because it's so easy to use, and the shade range seems to be very flattering for many, many skin tones. So absolutely do think if you are interested to pick up one or two, I don't think you'll be disappointed. They are available at Sephora, like I said, and when it comes to how the product feels compared to her With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balms, the Dewy Lip Balms have quite a bit of slip. So this is the shade that I'm talking about called Empathy that I have. So it's a beautiful color, but I think I'm really excited for her to put out a satin lipstick. That is going to be something I'm really looking forward to as well. The matte is certainly very beautiful and very comfortable for a matte, but I think because of how beautiful this one is, this is like a balm consistency though with a lot of pigment. So I'm hoping that she also puts out a satin lipstick that has that same hydrating quality, but has just a little bit less slip than the With Gratitude lip balms. Let me know if you have any questions on this line, and if you are interested in picking up one of these. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next one, guys, take care and stay safe. Bye, guys.